guys, dating has been a little challenging. And not for the reasons that some of you might think. Not because of my height. I am almost 6'4". And not because it seems like every time I'm on a date, people are always coming up to me with a Sharpie at our table going, "Yo, Brian, love your swordplay on Game of Thrones." Not helping. Not because I'm this tall. I'm almost 6'4". Not because every time I'm on a date, people keep coming up to our table with a Sharpie going, "Yo, Brienne, love your swordplay on Game of Thrones." Not the badass chick that kicks all the guys' ass. It's not helping, no. Dating's been frustrating for me because I've found that guys tend to have, shall we say, very unreasonable expectations early on in the dating process. Have you noticed this, ladies? No, dating's been challenging because it seems like what I've found, my experience, guys can have very, shall we say, unreasonably high expectations early on in the dating process. Have you noticed this, ladies? Like, for example, last week, I'll give you an example. My date got pissed at me because I wouldn't go all the way with him. First of all, it was our first date. Call me a traditionalist, but let me ask you, does my pussy really have to be a hoagie on our first date? All the way with lettuce, tomato, pickles, and onions, and fucking special sauce. With sesame seeds on my buns. I don't think so. Secondly, he took me to the In-N-Out Burger. Right, I'm sorry guys, this is not a very good foreplay restaurant. I think if you have sex on the mind, you can afford a chicken and a few extra bucks for some seafood or some Italian, right? At least some wings at Hooters. Come on. Thirdly, we ate for free because his mom works the fucking drive-thru there. And what a silly expression anyway, going all the way, like it's some long trip somewhere. Did you go all the way with him? Well, no, we tried, but he kept having to pull over and ask for directions, and we never got there. But see, this is the perfect case in point for the difference between the sexes. And what a silly expression anyway, going all the way. Did you go all the way with him last night? Well, no, we tried, but he kept having to pull over and ask for directions, and we never got there. Perfect example. The perfect example for the difference between the sexes. We both understand the analogy of the long trip. That's not the problem. The problem is both sexes don't see the payoff at the destination. The man sees the destination as a grand destination. The Grand Canyon, if you will. He doesn't get to see it that often. Oh, sure, he's seen lots of pictures and porn, but that's not the same as actually being there and staring over the edge of the precipice. I mean, it'll take your breath away. The man knows that it's going to be a long trip to get there. The problem is he's always in too much of a hurry to get there, to get her done, you know? And he's always breaking all the posted speed limits and running all kinds of red lights, which gets to be annoying, not to mention unsafe. We are trying to have safe sex, right? You see, the man sees the destination as a grand destination. The Grand Canyon, if you will. He doesn't get to see it very often. I mean, sure, he's seen lots of pictures and porn, but that's not the same as actually being there and staring over the edge of the precipice. I mean, it'll take your breath away. And the man expects it's going to be a long trip to the Grand Canyon. The problem is he's in too much of a hurry to get there to get her done, So he likes to break all the posted speed limits and run all kinds of red lights, which gets to be very annoying, not to mention unsafe. Aren't we trying to have safe sex? The man's afraid that when he gets inside the Grand Canyon, it'll make him feel small and insignificant. But there's always the chance that she'll ooh and ah, some courtesy oohs and ahs. I mean, I always do that. The man's afraid that when he gets to the Grand Canyon, it'll make him feel small and insignificant. But he's used to that. There's always the chance that she'll ooh and ah, give him some courtesy oohs and ahs. I mean, I always do that. The man's afraid that he might even get lost inside the Grand Canyon, so he comes prepared with his compass, GPS, Android watch, but he's not even sure she's going to give him a signal inside there. But all things considered, his manhood demands that he complete the journey and go all the way. And he's motivated the whole time by one thing. The man can feel the payoff coming, pun intended. We women, on the other hand, we're completely different. We've taken guys all the way to the Grand Canyon plenty of times before, and we rarely experience any kind of payoff, so we found that a more practical, economical use of our time is to slow down, stay under the posted speed limit, run a bubble bath with some Merlot. It's all about the right vibe, right? And make the long trip alone. You only need one hand on the steering wheel, if you know what I'm talking about. Thank you very much. I'm Connie Bryan.